Hello and welcome to our very first Speed Build Sunday. So this is my very first Speed Build Sunday and it's very exciting. This build that you see here is one that I did build on stream over the last few weeks. So if you want to check out my channel on Twitch, it's Dizzy Miss Lizzy on there. I stream Monday through Fridays at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. if you want to check it out. We play a lot of The Sims, we play a lot of Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley. So feel free to join us there and hang out, and it's a lot of fun. So this house, I don't really know what got a hold of me to want to do a build this big, but I was just in the mood to do a family house, and it ended up turning into a giant 8-sim home on a 64 by 64 lot, and the entire yard is landscaped. I don't know what possessed me to do that, but I did it. I also want to apologize in advance for the length of this video. This is 13 hours of footage cut down to 30 minutes, to less than 30 minutes. And it took a lot to get it down to that, and I cut out as much as I could with it still being entertaining and like interesting to watch, to see the whole process of it. So I apologize for the length of it. Hopefully other speed builds in the future will not be this long, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll try not to do any more 13-hour builds for the speed builds, but I want to do this one. I'm very, very proud of this build, so I wanted to use this one as the very first Speed Build Sunday to kick things off in a high gear. Is that a phrase? I don't know. But so I love this house. You can see here, there is a photo on the screen. I took this right from my stream, so that's why it has like the goals and stuff on the sides. I took it off of this house. I found it on a real estate floor plan website, and I thought it was cool. And I originally started trying to build it from the actual floor plan, but the floor plan didn't match the house in the picture, and I liked the house in the picture better, so we went with the house in the picture and like fully started over. You can see I went with like a blue color scheme. I didn't want to go quite for exactly the style of the house in the photo, but I kind of wanted to keep the same vibes, and I really liked the blue that it went with, and like this, I loved the stone, and I spent a long time figuring out swatches for this house. I cut out a lot of it. I cut out probably a half an hour of me going back and forth and deciding on what color to make the house with the stones. I spent way too long, and chat was not very helpful. But I ended up with this light blue, and there I am making a fake garage. It's gonna change a lot in the next 15 minutes because I kept making that side of the house bigger. But we'll get to that when we get to that. I will say, chat was very helpful when I did this build. I kind of came into it having a general idea of what I wanted the interior to be, and the exterior, obviously. But they really helped me kind of decide, like, the personalities of the Sims that are going to live in there, and all of that kind of stuff, so you'll see that a little bit later. I'm really, really happy with how the inside turned out as well, but I'm so, so proud of the exterior. I just love the exterior of this house. I think it's really, really pretty. And so I guess my inspiration for this build is that was a big home for a big family. If you didn't know, which you probably don't unless you watch my streams, I was homeschooled growing up. I was homeschooled my entire life from preschool to high school, and I never went to a school until I went to college. So I grew up around homeschoolers. Like I said, I was homeschooled. Most of my friends were homeschooled as well, and most of my friends, well, my family doesn't fit the traditional, like, stereotypical homeschooler with like the denim skirts, huge families, big houses, lots of land, chickens in the backyard and everything. A lot of my friends did. A lot of my friends fit into that, except for the denim skirt thing. None of my friends did the denim skirts until a little bit later when like that was kind of like fashion, you know, like mid 2010s. You know, I feel like those were kind of in a little bit. I could be wrong. I don't know anything about fashion. So I kind of wanted to go for that kind of look and have like a schoolroom / like playroom kind of thing. I have chickens in the backyard. There's a playhouse. There's a huge patio in the back. It's really outfitted for a huge family. Like I said, it can fit 8 Sims, and that's a lot of Sims. That's as many as you can have without using like cheats or anything. I also did remember to put trash cans in this build. Unlike all of my other builds, I remembered a trash can and a mailbox. Also, you can see here that a pond just showed up. I cut all of it out. It took a long time for me to build a pond, but I did add a pond because I thought it was cute. Here I am trying to figure out the floor plan of the house. It did take me a little while to kind of figure it out because I was like, I want to have a pantry. I want to have a laundry room, a schoolroom, offices, as many bedrooms as I can fit. So it did take me a little while to do it. I did expand the house a little bit, expand it here, shrink it there. It was a whole thing. I really like what I ended up doing though with like the stairs. I spent so long on the stairs and like deciding which direction to point them in and like all of this kind of stuff. You can see here I'm like fighting with them a lot. I did cut out a lot of the fighting with the stairs, and you can see that I'm like kind of putting furniture in some rooms. That's to kind of mark for just myself so I don't forget what's what, which room is what. So like the laundry room, the office, the dining room, the kitchen, all of that kind of stuff. It's just to mark things so I don't forget what they are, because I will forget what they are, because I don't have that great of memory. You can see here, so over here on this side, it ends up being the living room and the playroom. It does get bigger because the playroom / schoolroom does need more space, so it will get bigger there. Here I am fighting with the kitchen. I cut it out, but I spent probably 45 minutes. That is an exaggeration. That's extremely an exaggeration. Probably 10 minutes of fighting with counters because they would not work for some reason. My counters would not work, and especially with how I like wanted to. So I spent so long fighting with the counters. I don't know what compelled me to try to do what I was doing, but it didn't work, and I should have known that from the start. Here you can see I'm doing the upstairs. I ended up with 5 bedrooms, 1 master bedroom, 2 singles, and 2 doubles. So we have 2 teens, 2 kids, and 2 toddlers. So there is space for 8 Sims, and we have rooms for each of them. I also ended up with 3 bathrooms, an ensuite, and 2 regular bathrooms. I'm really happy with how they all turned out. Later on, you'll see too. Here, I was like, I don't know what I want to do with this space, so I kind of turned it into a coat closet, and then I eventually put like the back door there and everything too. Here, I cut out about 30 minutes of me deciding what color to make the floor, and that's not an exaggeration. I spent so long deciding on what to make this flooring, and then I still ended up changing it, and I cut out so much time. But here I'm using the kitchen stuff pack. I don't remember what it's called, honestly. I just got it. I don't have all the packs, but I'm trying to like work on getting all the packs, especially like stuff packs. So I'm using all of the stuff from the new pack, from the kitchen stuff. And I really like it. I think it's some nice stuff. Here you can see I'm changing the floors again, and this is what they actually stay as. I went with a nice teal kind of accent wall in the kitchen because I love this color. I love the teal. And I use it in a lot of my builds as like a bit of an accent wall. I thought it looked really nice in the kitchen with like the dark browns and the whites and everything, and it looks really, really nice. And you can see here that I was trying to put in like a little breakfast nook in the corner and like trying to figure it out to work with like the door and everything. And you'll see that I actually end up moving the door into where I have the coat closet and have it as a door out there to the closed-in patio, and I'm making a little breakfast nook here, and it's not going to be functional. I know it's not functional. They should be able to use the couch, but they're not going to be able to use the couch with the table. So it's more for looks. I also love the rugs. I love rugs. I talk about this all the time. I'm obsessed with rugs, so I spend a lot of time working on rugs. Here I am changing the floor for the last time. I finally decided on this floor. I don't know why I kept this in here. I've just been changing the floors for 30 minutes, basically. It took me so long. I don't know why I was so indecisive about the floor color. I think it's because I used so much brown in other areas of the build. So I was like, I just need to have the right color brown. But I ended up going with this one. It's actually a base game floor. So if you like it, it's in the base game. You can use it. I wanted to try to use all of the decorations from the kitchen stuff pack as well. So that's what I'm doing here, decorating and everything. And now all of this up until the end of the kitchen, I did in one stream. So I streamed for about 3 hours each day in the mornings. And it took me 4.5 streams to do. So that's where like the 13 hours come from. It took me 4 streams plus an hour to finish a little bit of the exterior landscaping in the backyard. But I'm really happy with this kitchen. I like the amount of clutter it is. I also was like, oh, let me put some pots on the ceiling when I have a light there. That was a poor decision on my part. But I really enjoyed cluttering this kitchen and having some stuff like on the counters because like it's very homeschoolery. Even though this house turns out not what I was planning on doing it, I'm still going to kind of refer to things as being like homeschoolery because that's what I was intending to do from the start. So that's kind of what I'm going to be referring it as, is like homeschoolery. I've said that a lot of times already. Apologies. Or not. Am I sorry? I don't think so. I also have like the ice cream maker here, and like I definitely went to debug and got a lot of stuff out of debug. If you don't know what debug is a menu that's kind of hidden within build mode of all of the items that is used to create the game. So any sort of landscaping or that you see in the world, or the houses that you see in the world that you can't access, that they're just kind of like in the distance in the background, or drinks that your Sims get, or anything like that, anything that the Sims could have, it'll be in the debug menu. So you have to turn on the 2 cheats, bb show hidden objects and bb.show live edit objects. And with those two cheats, you can access the debug menu by typing it in the little search bar. You search debug, you hit enter, and you are given access to thousands of more items to use in your builds. A lot of them are pointless to use in the games. Like, it's huge pieces that you wouldn't be able to use in just like a normal build. But there's a lot of little pieces that you can use. Also, we already went past it because I cut it out because I spent an hour and a half on it. I do have a pantry next to the kitchen. It's full of debug items. Speaking of that, I love how the pantry turned out. However, I'll show it to you later in the tour. It was just too long to keep in the speed build of it, so I took it out. Here I am doing the laundry room. I never really had done a laundry room like in detail until this build because I just never thought about it, never thought to do it, never made the space for it. So I enjoy doing that. Here we have an office for one of the parents. Like, a thought is maybe like a college professor, a lawyer, a businessman, something like that. And here I'm working on the living room. My thought is that in most homeschoolers' houses, of like homeschoolers I know, the living room is not cute. It's usually like a mess, things on the walls, all that kind of stuff. So I put a whole bunch of like movie posters and stuff on the walls. So I thought that would be cute that like the kids maybe like got all these posters and like put them up on there and like all of that, and I thought that was really cute. So I went with that. And here we are doing the kids schoolroom / playroom. We have all of the like learning toys that they need. We have like the science station and the drawing tables. We have lots of the kids' furnitures, games, toddler potties, I think even. It's really cute. I use a lot of items that I don't normally use because I don't often build for kids and toddlers. So I had a really fun time doing that part. Here I am trying to figure out something to put in the middle of the room because it felt very empty, but it's the middle of the room. Why would you put something there? I also added a screened in porch, just like a windowed in porch. I really like it. It looks really cute to me. I think it's nice. It'll end up with like a little table that they can like eat in because the breakfast nook is not actually functional. Really. I also have a grill here on the patio, which does get moved to the actual patio that we put on there and not the porch, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. Here we are getting some landscaping. I kind of went all over the place with landscaping because I just wanted to, and there's a lot of space to do, so we did a lot of landscaping. Here is the parents' room. I want this like nice blue color with everything. It's kind of like a beige, brown, neutral color, except for that one chair, because everyone has like a nice chair in their parents' bedroom that doesn't match anything. At least I know a lot of parents who had that. So I threw that in there as like a little touch. So the bathroom, you'll notice that the bathroom here is kind of modern looking, very nice and everything, whereas the bathrooms that I do in the other rooms are not so nice. So my thought process is that the parents redid their bathroom because they were like, let's get a little treat for us. So they redid their bathroom and not any of the other bathrooms. So that's what this bathroom has, like the nice green and the tiles, and it's like much nicer than the other one. So that's kind of the thought process behind that. And we made it one of the other bathrooms pink and the other one blue, just because they're nice colors and I could kind of theme everything around them. I put some banisters on the stairs. I spent a lot of time working on the toddler room actually, and like figuring out what colors I wanted it to be. And then I also cut out about 20 minutes of me fighting with those two little circle rugs. So that was fun. Here we have the teen boys room. So my thought is the teen boy, he is the second oldest in the family. He is kind of like the goth kid, you know, but he's really into music and he's an amazing musician. So he threw in almost every single guitar and violin and piano that you can have in the game. We also put a lot of posters. We took a lot of the posters from Get Famous. We got them off of the gallery, put them all in there. Walls are covered in posters. I'm honestly very happy with how it turned out. Here we have is the teen girls room. She is the oldest in the family. She is really into like fashion and like typical girly things, you know, like pink, sparkles, all of that kind of stuff. And we really went hard for that. I want to make sure she had like a nice mirror so she could take like her Instagram selfies or Simstagram selfies, you know. And my thoughts like she's into fashion, that kind of thing. And I really like how our room turned out, like the light pinks and grays and everything. And I can't wait for the new spa day pack to come, refresh to come out. We can put like the nail salon stuff in there. It'll be so fun. Here we have my favorite room though, is the twin boys rooms. So we have, the family's gonna have two twin boys. One is really into like sports, athletics, that kind of stuff. And the other one, he's into science and school and all of that. And my thought is, so you'll see the curtain in between the beds. You'll be like, what's that for? My thought is that the boys hate the sight of each other. Despite being twins, they are each other's worst enemy. So they can't stand the sight of each other, so they put the curtain up so they don't have to look at each other when they're laying in bed. That's my thought. I thought it was kind of funny. You can always remove it if you download the house. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And here, now here you see I'm putting in a shed playhouse kind of thing. This is what I always wanted as a child growing up, but we didn't have much of a backyard, so we couldn't have one of these. I spent a lot of time on this because it's kind of like my dream come true. It's very pink, very girly and cute, because my thought is that if they like repainted it for the little twins, the little twin toddlers that are both girls, I thought it was really cute. We put like a little play kitchen in with like a sink, some stuff on the walls, a dollhouse or the tent, and Don't Wake the Llama game, which I've never used before in a build, so I put that in there. We put the scouting board on there that they can use there as well. We have like a basketball court for the boy and play equipment, and I did put in an actual sandbox. So with Island Living, you get the sand terrain paint, which is really cool, and you can actually make sand castles with it. So I put in a little like fake sandbox. Now here we're working on a really, really nice patio that I honestly would love to have in real life with like a fireplace and chairs, and I end up moving the grill out here, and then in the back it's all done with terrain tools up in the back, so there's a bit of like a hill, and it's just covered in landscaping and rocks and everything, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's what I want in my real life, but I can't have it, so I don't have one. I also put chickens in here because what homeschool family doesn't have chickens besides my family? Everyone else I knew had chickens. And then I decided to build them a little chicken coop. Like, I know the chickens come with a coop, but I wanted to build one myself to make it look cute, you know, to save time. Not to save time, to waste time on stream, and to just use up a lot of money and all that. And here I am putting a bunch of lights out. I love lights. I love pretty lights, especially outside. They make everything magical. I have a little patio here in my apartment. We put lights up the second we moved in because it's just so cute. We barely even use the patio anymore, but the lights are just so cute. I did put in a pool because I had a lot of space to take up, so I put in a pool. I ended up fencing it in and putting a little toddler pool in there as well. And I thought it ended up really, really nice. It does look kind of like a public pool, but I thought that was okay because there's so much space and it's fine. And then here I am putting like the pavement and stuff in there for the basketball court. And then I got some ideas from people in chat on what to do with the rest of the space. And one of them suggested putting in a hot tub. So I did. But I kind of like enclosed it. So it's kind of away from like the public, you know, like fenced it and everything, and I love how it turned out. And then here is what we did in the very last stream, and I'm just making the side yard like a little bit of like an oasis thing. I fenced it in a little bit, and I made it all nice and pretty. I even made like my own trellis, which I thought was really cool. I used some of the standing pieces from Eco Lifestyle and made like a little trellis. You can see that right there. I love it. I love how it turned out. It just brings me a lot of joy, and I wish my backyard was like this. I'll be honest, I really wish my backyard was like this. But yeah, that's the house. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I put a little fire pit here. Like I said, I spent 13 hours on this build. If you're interested in downloading it, it's on the gallery. My gallery name is TheaterChick36 if you want to see it. And now that the speed build's over, we're going to hop into the game and give you a little tour. So the house here is in Brindleton Bay. I don't remember what the original lot name was. But it's right here in this 64 by 64 lot. It's called the Large Family Home. It is 2,290,000 simoleons. So here we have it. Really, really happy with it. So we have like the little pond over here. We have some like, trees, all the landscaping. Some more over here. Let's go inside. Oh, we also have the basketball court right here. So first you come in and there's this lovely dining room with like some nice photos, a painting, a little like china hutch, and of course you can't have a house without sunflowers. Here we have the kitchen with the breakfast nook. I really like how it turned out. I love the kitchen stuff. It's wonderful, and we had to throw an ice cream machine because obviously. And then we move in here to the pantry. Now, like I said, I cut this out of the speed build and I spent an hour and a half on it, and I am so happy with it. I think it's so good. Like, look at all that debug. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. We got all kinds of stuff in here. Then we move on over here. We have this little table and the little coat closet with a mirror so you can like check yourself out, you know, with like some shoe clutter. Then we move over here. There's a bathroom. We got the office, which you saw. And I did put all of these photo frames in here from the Machino pack so that you can add your own family pictures in there when you download this house to play with your family. And then here we have the laundry room, complete with a pile of clothes on the floor because that's how every laundry room is, isn't it? And here we have the living room with like a magazine rack, all the posters, more photo frames that you can use, a fireplace, a blanket basket, some plants clipping into the wall, you know? And then here we have the kids playroom. I'm really happy with this, like I said. And then here we have the upstairs with the toddlers room. Very simple, very cute. Most of their stuff is downstairs. That was my thought, is that they don't need too much stuff in the room. Parents room, just nice and simple. And then we have the remodeled bathroom with like some robes, painting one of the other bathrooms. We got an elephant shower curtain, another bathroom, just nice and plain and simple. And here we have the teen girls room with what we ended up, the eco lifestyle bed, the table from Paranormal. I also love this mirror. It's from Jungle Adventure. It's my most used item probably in the entire game. Here we have the twin boys room, and my thought is that the boy who's into sports is like really messy, and the more brainy kid is very, very clean and neat. And he even has like a little rocket ship lunchbox and everything. And here we have the teen boys room, and what other chance are you going to get to use a piano rug? Like, come on. So you had to use the piano rug. Lots of posters, decals, laundry, backpack, all kinds of stuff. And then here in the back, we have the screened in porch. The rest of the porch, let me come over here and show you the side yard. I think it's quite magical, if I do say so myself. I really love how it turned out. Garden that I didn't show you in the speed build because it took a long time and it just wasn't worth putting in the speed build. So we have a garden. The playhouse, which I'm also very proud of. I think it's really cute, nice and pink, love it, adorable. Play area. Here is the patio. There's really a lot of plants here. But I love how it turned out. We got the chicken coop, the sandbox, a cute little tree, cute big tree, the pool, the hot tub over here, and then the basketball hoop over here. Like I said before, if you're interested in downloading this house, it's on the gallery under Theater Chick 36. Thank you so much for watching my very first Speed Build Sunday. If you liked it, I would love to hear your favorite part in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!